Hey, my name is Adamo. I'm Boris, Firefighter Global. Today's episode, the very first episode. I mean, we
Of
like,
Behind the Smoke.
yeah, smoke.
Smoke.
Yeah, I like it.
Right on.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We talk about a little
Yeah.
bit about us and like maybe why we got into firefighting and
Yeah.
yeah, like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Sounds
we
good.
should just fucking talk. We're so good
Let's do it.
already, man.
Ready?
Are we already recording?
All right.
Oh, dude,
We're
we're
live.
we're golden.
We're live, baby.
This is it.
Oh, yeah. Right on. So, okay. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to our first episode of Behind the Smoke.
Smoke.
My name's Adamo.
I'm Boris.
This is Boris. And we're from Firefighters Global Consulting. That's our company name. Check us out on Instagram. So today we're going to be talking about oh shit, hold on. I'm kind of going off track here.
That's okay.
Whatever, fuck it.
It's the first episode.
Yeah. So a little bit about ourselves. So we've both been career firefighters for 6 years, 7 years?
Yeah, 6 years.
6 years now. Prior to that, I was also a volunteer firefighter for about 2 years. And Boris, I'll
Likewise.
let you do your thing here.
Yeah. Likewise, volunteering before that and military before that. So
Yeah.
kind of that same genre of service.
Yeah.
So it's been good.
And also your recruitment stuff as well. Boris is also a captain of recruiting for a volunteer fire department as well.
Yeah, exciting stuff.
Yeah. So
And Adamo's brother was actually in the process, which was exciting.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, and actually shout out to him. He just got hired as a career firefighter
Yeah.
starting in January.
Congrats, Nick.
Also shout out to probably how many clients of ours just got hired? Like 6 in the last month.
How about that? Yeah.
Yeah. So 6 of our clients just got hired in the last month as career firefighters. So super proud of them. It's awesome to see them get their dream job, eh?
Yeah.
Like it's
It's the best part of this job, I think.
100%, man. Like it's I just get so fired up when we get that like call from them and they're like, I got the job. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. Damn right you did.
Yeah. Quickly, maybe we'll just thank our sponsors real quick. I want to thank Strike Recovery and Performance. Strike Recovery is located in Burnaby, BC. They have Chiro, Physio, RMT. I was actually there this morning
Yeah.
getting some cupping done on my back because I'm falling apart.
I could have cupped you for free.
So yeah, shout out to Strike Recovery. Go in there if you have any mobility issues, any back pain or anything. They are the best around. The head chiropractor there was actually a chiropractor for the UFC.
Nice.
So these guys know their stuff, especially people who play sports and people who are firefighters as well, because we get injured quite a bit. Not that much actually, but sometimes
Enough to have these guys make a difference.
Totally, 100%. And I've been to lots of chiropractors and stuff before, and physio guys, and these guys are by far the best.
Nice.
So shout out Strike. Thank you guys very much. So I think today we were going to chat a little about if this job is for you. So for anybody looking into a career in firefighting and you're not sure yet if this is the road that you want to go down, we're going to talk a little bit about what the job entails, and also like characteristics that I think, and that you probably would agree with me, are needed for this job, such as like a team mentality, work ethic, positive attitude,
Totally.
all that kind of stuff, right?
If you're going to listen to one episode, make it this one. If you're kind of on the fence, whether you want to be a firefighter or not, you need to listen to this because
Absolutely.
Yeah, we don't like seeing guys get into the fire service and then get their first call and realize the fire service is not for them.
Yeah, exactly. You go through all that work and all that schooling and all the application processes, and then you get in there and you find out that this job isn't for you. And which we've seen before too, right? We've seen people who quit after like a week.
Yeah.
Right, because they just realize that this job isn't for them. So if this is something that you're looking into, we're going to talk about that today. And, it might be the deciding factor of whether or not you decide to get into this career.
Yeah.
So, yeah, got anything to add?
No, I think we should just jump into it a little bit more.
Yeah, for sure.
Why'd you get into it?
So for me, it's a couple of reasons. Like I was always drawn to kind of that like first responder kind of role
Hmm.
because I really enjoyed the excitement of it, like the unpredictability.
Right.
You're going to work every day, you're not too sure how your day's going to go, right? You could
Yeah.
get a fire first thing when you walk in the morning on your first shift, right?
Yeah.
So that to me was super appealing, as well as just being in that team atmosphere, right? It's kind of like playing on your favorite sports team. Like you're there with like-minded people working as a team to accomplish a goal together, right? And also helping people, right? Like I mean it's there's definitely been times in my career where I've gone to calls and left feeling pretty good about being able to actually help someone. And some of them were things that weren't crazy significant or anything like
Hmm.
that. Like even I remember one call when I was on probation when I first started, it was just some guy having a really bad panic attack, and just with good bedside manner, I was able to talk to him and calm him down quite a bit. And even that alone like felt pretty good, right? Just
Yeah.
to have that role,
Totally.
and then that presence in someone's life, right?
I like
So
I like helping little grannies off the ground.
yeah, yeah,
Taxpayers. I've been
yeah,
taxpayers like 90 years. It's
yeah,
like, okay,
exactly.
I like helping you out.
Yeah, no problem. Call as
Yeah.
much as you want.
Yeah. But yeah, like what you said there with predictability, not being predictable, like it's crazy. Sometimes you'll be, like making cookies and 10 minutes later you're, I don't know, talking to a guy off a ledge on a bridge or
Totally.
waiting for him to jump or whatever. So it is a pretty crazy job that way.
It is,
You got to be
yeah.
ready for it.
Yeah, and it's along with the excitement, there's times where it can be not as exciting, where there's not much going on, right? But like we were saying, like that, with it not being a very predictable day-to-day thing, it always kind of keeps it pretty interesting, right?
Yeah. You have to be ready for it. Like if you're getting into this career, you have to be ready for the whatever happens. Yeah.
Totally. Yeah. And that's the thing too, is if you're a very routine person and you don't like your routine being disrupted, this might not be the career for you.
Yeah. If you like wiping your entire bum after you go to the bathroom,
Yeah.
this is not for you.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes the tones drop and it's just one quick wipe and you're out.
Yeah. Awful. But yeah. It's a physical job too, right?
Yeah,
Definitely.
very physically demanding. Um, which I mean, I think most people are aware of that it is a physical job. I don't think a lot of people are aware of the degree in which you have to maintain your fitness
Yeah.
and be able to perform physically and mentally in some pretty crazy situations, as well as sometimes in the middle of the night when you're not thinking clearly and stuff, right? So, um, there's definitely a lot of pros and cons to the job, right?
Hmm.
I think for me, like the biggest thing is the people that we get to work with, having you kind of feel like you're like one giant family, really,
Hmm.
right? Um, but there's also cons to the job as well, too, right? So maybe we can go into that a little bit just for people who don't really know much about
Yeah,
it.
yeah. You're talking about things that got you into firefighting. Tell me what would get you out of firefighting. What do you not like about the job? And then I'll do the same on my end after.
That's a good question. I would say like I mean, of course, it's it's obvious that in this career we're going to go to calls that can be very traumatic, very emotionally charged calls. There's an
Hmm.
element of danger to it,
Totally.
in a sense. One thing for sure that can be challenging sometimes is the shift work. We're currently on a 24-hour shift, which most departments are transitioning over to now. And a lot of departments in the States already do that, right?
Hmm.
So you're away from your family for 24 hours, right?
Yeah.
Excuse me. Uh,
Don't worry, we'll cut that out.
yeah, yeah, we'll cut it. We'll cut
Francesco.
it out. Yeah, shout out to Francesco.
Yeah.
He's our podcast guru. Um, but
Doing
yeah,
numbers.
yeah. So definitely, like, it's obvious that you're doing shift work, but when you're gone from home for 24 hours and you're missing sometimes Christmas and New Year's and birthday parties and stuff like that, that's part of the job, right? So it's not ideal, but that's the reality of it.
Hmm.
What about yourself?
Yeah, it's funny that whole. I'll start with the negative and I'll go to the positive on my end. But for me, the shift work and being away from family on Christmas and holidays and stuff has never been an issue. Just because I left home when I was 19 for the
Yeah,
army, and army's kind of the same thing, right? You do have some holidays, but you're working holidays as well. So I've kind of gotten accustomed to just not being there for Christmases or
right.
making your own Christmas like a month later or
Yeah.
Easter or whatever the holiday may be. So that was never an issue for me. I would say just that lack of sleep, getting the
Mm,
tones, feeling like you're having a heart attack when the tones come in sometimes,
yeah,
and then coming back not being able to fall asleep and
totally.
just
Yeah.
working on 2 hours and 2 days of sleep kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I've done it before in the army. You have sleep deprivation and things like that, but
Yeah,
it's not even the sleep deprivation itself. It's just knowing that it's bad for your ticker
totally.
that gets me.
That's such a good point, man. I didn't even think about that. The lack of sleep. Yeah,
I mean, you're on it right now.
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I
You look
worked.
it.
I worked last night. Yeah, I look like shit. Uh, I
You're gorgeous though.
I worked last night, and yeah, we had quite a number of calls at night, and then we were busy today with arranging this the recording of this podcast, and
Hmm.
yeah. So I mean, lack of sleep is huge, right? Like that's a big one.
Yeah. If you are the type of person that likes their sleep, like you said, likes their routine, like this job might not be for you because
Totally.
you will get woken up. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and it's like you were saying too, like when the tones drop, and for everyone listening that doesn't know what we're talking about when we say tones, when a call comes in at the fire hall,
Mm.
it makes an audible noise, and then it like we like to say, it taps out the apparatus to that emergency. So when the tones go off and you're trying to sleep, it's pretty alarming,
It is.
right? Like
Yeah. I
it
mean,
can be.
our job's pretty like they're trying to do well by us.
Yeah,
They're trying to make that like ascending tone so you don't get just jerked out of your sleep,
totally.
which is nice. But at the end of the day, it still gets you going every time.
Yeah, for sure. That's a huge thing. That can't be good for your heart.
No. Yeah, I don't know. Plus, we're just so good with all other things heart related.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
But
Yeah.
yeah. But as far as positive things go, like the reason I got into it is I love that teamwork, camaraderie
Yeah. Camaraderie
aspect.
huge.
Yeah. Like I was in an armored squadron, armored regiment when I was in the military, and obviously playing sports and stuff, and just being around like-minded guys who
Yeah.
just want to have a good time, but when it comes down to working, they work hard and they do their job well.
Yeah.
I love that stuff. So
Totally.
that's
Yeah.
what got me into it.
Yeah, the camaraderie is huge. Like I said earlier, like you kind of feel like you're part of this big family,
Mm.
you know.
You,
You could be in a situation on your days off if your like truck breaks down in the middle of nowhere, and you know that you got somebody at work that you can call who will stop what they're doing and they'll come and help you out.
dude, that happened to me. I was up hunting up north, and yeah, I just hit this ditch. It looked like it was just packed with snow.
Yeah.
It wasn't. And two guys came and bailed me out. They know who they are, so shout out to them. But
Nice.
yeah, two brothers off the job came up. They drove an hour plus at least.
Come and rescue your
Yeah.
ass.
Yeah. Embarrassing. But
Yeah.
yeah.
You would have been stranded.
Yeah.
But
Eating my own arm.
there you go. Like that's huge, right?
Yeah.
And I don't think there's a lot of workplaces where you have that kind of camaraderie.
No, I actually have a buddy who was a volunteer firefighter and unfortunately didn't pursue career firefighting. He says that's one thing he notices outside the job at different work sites.
Yeah.
That non-firefighter mentality, not looking out for each other, not being able to rely on each other.
Yeah.
Not just having that trust, even though you don't know that person.
Totally.
So it's you take that for granted sometimes. I feel like.
Yeah, for sure. I think we've just gotten so accustomed to that you kind of forget sometimes what it's like to be in a different career where you don't have that.
Yeah, low
Right.
trust society type of
Yeah.
environment.
Totally. Yeah. And yeah, for those of you listening, like, um, and you're thinking about getting into this career, that is definitely another huge positive to this career is like the people we get to work with.
Totally.
And like the people we get to work with are freaking cool people. Like
Yeah.
there's
I mean, look at us.
I mean, look at us. There's a lot of interesting, unique people on our job, and we're gonna have some on as guests as
Yeah.
well, further down the road in this podcast. But
Stoked for that.
yeah, it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome. We're gonna have former pro fighters and triathletes. Is that how you say it?
Sounds about
People who do
right.
triathlons. Is that
Yeah,
triathletes?
sure. As a triathlete myself, that is correct. Yeah.
We're gonna have some pretty cool people on. So yeah,
Tune in.
it's gonna be excited. What?
I said tune in. Tune in.
Tune
later.
in, baby.
Yeah.
You're not gonna want to miss this next one, or the next one, or the next one.
That's right.
Yeah, right on. That's I'm excited for this.
Yeah.
This is gonna be awesome.
What do you feel like people quit the fire service most for? Because we've had issues with guys and gals who join and they're like, wow, this isn't for me. But what do you think that like one thing is that makes them go, no?
I think it can be a multitude of things. I think a big thing though is the teamwork side of it.
Mm.
Um, if you're a bit of like a solo person, only looking out for yourself, and you're not really a team player, you're gonna have a hard time.
Right. Which there's
Right.
nothing wrong with that if you're just a solo,
Totally.
lone wolf.
Yeah,
but-
become a cop or something.
Yeah. But yeah, I agree. Like that's not an environment you would thrive in, the fire service.
Yeah, so I think people have a hard time with that. I also think people have a hard time with just the chain of command, right? Like,
Mhm.
there's some people who might get hired somewhere and they were like a big wig somewhere else, and now they're starting at the bottom and they're the junior person, and their job is to go clean the toilets and answer the phone and pour the waters and all
Yeah.
this kind of stuff, right? And I think some people's egos get in the way
Mhm.
and they don't like that. So I think that might be a factor too. I think when it comes down to a lot of it is like personality types.
Mhm.
You know,
You do have a lot of different personalities on this job.
totally,
And
which is
it's
awesome.
yeah, it's awesome, but it's also tough to navigate if you are that type of person who
Totally.
is very set in their ways and
Yeah,
can't go with the flow. And
100%. Yeah,
if you're listening to this and you're 30 plus years of age and you're set in your ways and you can't take direction from, a 21-year-old who might be more senior to you, you could have problems in the fire service.
totally. Yeah, seniority is a big thing in the fire service. At least in Canada, it is. It's a bit different in the States, right?
Yeah, they have lateral moves and stuff, but
Yeah.
I think overall, there is that chain of command and
Totally.
paramilitary structure. Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. And you know what, man? Like some people, get into it too, thinking that they can maybe handle some of the stress
Mhm.
of the job, right? Like certain calls that we go to and stuff like that. And turns out that they can't, and they have to make the decision of whether they want to continue to expose themselves to that kind of stuff or get into a different career, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's probably part of it too. But
And people think that, they're just gonna get I don't get triggered by blood, so I'll be okay by seeing blood. But it's the best way I had it described to me was it could be, you go to a call and the child that's involved in that call has the same type of pajamas that your kid has from
totally,
Costco.
yeah,
And that's what sets you off.
yeah,
So even people who think they're prepared for the fire service mentally could find some challenges along the way.
yeah,
And
totally.
I think we're having potentially one of our mental health guys on the podcast at some point,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is exciting.
We're gonna have one of our guys who's in charge of our department's mental health and CISM stuff, resiliency. We're gonna have him on the podcast probably in the next couple months here or whatever. But he'll be able to dive into that pretty deep too.
Mhm.
But that's definitely a huge thing, right? It's not just what you see necessarily, right?
Mhm.
Like It's what you hear or what you see with like family members, or
Yeah.
there's so much to it, right? So
Smells linger, right?
smells, totally, sounds, right?
Yeah.
There's definitely a lot more to it than just seeing a tragic event,
Hmm.
right? So, um, but yeah, I don't, like, I don't know. I would say like the biggest thing is probably what we were talking about earlier with maybe people's egos in play, and especially like you said, if you're like in your mid 30s or something and you're trying to get on the fire department, you need to be aware that you're going to be starting at the bottom as a junior person,
Hmm.
and you might have to be taking orders from somebody who's in their early 20s,
Yeah.
and you have to be okay with that.
Who didn't know anything before firefighting, got
Exactly.
on when they were 18 or 19,
Yeah,
and yeah, you just have to go with it. And yeah,
totally. Yeah.
but it's a fun job, and eventually you'll get to prank those people.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Get your payback
exactly.
a little bit.
Yeah. Pranks are big in the fire service. All fun stuff, like nothing malicious or anything like that. It's always something funny.
Yeah.
For example, Boris thought that I poured water on him once during bucket season, even though it wasn't me. So he poured a bucket of water on me. So I went to go grab a bucket of water to pour on him. And then he, in the meantime, put my uniform on. So I got my uniform drenched. Yeah, it's all good fun.
Yeah, good times.
Yeah.
That's just like a fraction of the shit we do, eh?
Yeah,
It's good.
totally.
It's good.
It's a very fun job. I mean, I love it. You love it.
Yeah.
Most people you talk to love it.
Yeah. And
So
I like that it keeps challenging you. Like, okay, I figured out probation. I'm good now. It's like, okay,
totally.
wait, now you're a firefighter who has someone below you and they have to,
You have
you
to
have to
guide
mentor.
them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, okay, now I've figured out the guidance thing for a probationer. Well, now you got to drive. You got
Yeah,
to figure out the map. You got to figure out the pumps,
totally.
all that stuff. And it just
Y-
builds on itself. And
Yeah, you're constantly learning.
yeah, never
Constantly
comfortable,
learning.
but like in a good way.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. It's yeah, that's huge, man. Like just having that challenge of like progressing to the next step in your career
Yeah.
is, I think, for people like us, it's motivating,
Hmm.
right? Like we're both in specialty squads now.
I was just gonna say, you just finished your course. Congrats.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, yeah. So I'm now heavy rescue technician.
Yeah.
No big deal.
No big deal. Cutting cars left
Yeah,
and right.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, part of RIT.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. The training for that was unbelievable.
Yeah.
I actually think we're gonna have one of those instructors on our podcast as well.
You don't even have to tell me a name. You can put a random guy from that instructor list and they'd be great on the podcast.
Totally.
They're all
Yeah.
beauties.
Maybe we should get a couple of them on.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
We could then maybe like crack some beers.
Yeah. Yeah. We're one episode in already gonna be smashing beers.
Let's see if I can get us sponsored by like a local brewery or
Yeah.
something. Just become alcoholics.
Yeah. Become, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, those guys are knowledgeable, man. That's the thing is like you can pick only one specialty, or at least you tend to pick one, and
Yeah.
it'd be nice to get all the knowledge from all the specialty heads, and
Totally.
there's just so much knowledge around that.
Oh man, there's some people in this job that are just so dialed in what they do.
Yeah.
It's just like it's unbelievable. Like I aspire to be like those instructors
Yeah.
that I had for my course.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable, man. Like those guys are so smart.
Yeah,
They're
same in
such
hazmat.
good firefighters.
Yeah, you have guys that just like you show them a chemical, you show them a placard, they'll guide you through it.
Totally.
You trust them. Like, okay, I know I'm going into some heavy stuff, or it's dangerous stuff, but I'll be all right because I got good guys watching my back.
Totally, 100%, man. I couldn't agree with you more. But yeah, it's a great career. It's exciting. So far, we're listing all the reasons you should do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, we are in recruitment, and
yeah,
technically, right?
yeah, for sure.
We want, yeah. But I think, I don't know if we mentioned it on this podcast yet, but like one of the reasons we do this, or at least I know, I feel like we're always on the same page, so I can use we a lot, but we want to help out people become good firefighters, because if they're better firefighters when they get hired, then they are better at watching our backs. So
Totally.
it's just a reciprocal.
Totally. And it
Like,
sets a standard too, right?
yeah,
If we help a lot of really good people who are going to be good at this job get hired, it's going to make the fire service better,
totally.
right? Because it's going to set a standard um, you know, of how you should be, like what you should know. You should be dialed. Like if this is a career that you want to do, you should know your shit.
Yeah. And not to say like we've made our mistakes along the way and we weren't,
Totally.
but
Everyone does.
yeah, but like,
Some more
yeah,
than others, but
yeah, yeah, but that standard, like you said, it's high,
yeah,
especially in the fire service. It's a lot higher than other trades or other jobs out there. And yeah, you're held to a higher standard. I mean, by the public too. You're
totally.
held to a higher standard at all
Yeah.
times.
Yeah. And that's, I mean, that's our bread and butter right there is we need to be held to a high standard for the public,
Hmm.
right? We should hold ourselves to a high standard,
Yeah,
right? We shouldn't people who are firefighters shouldn't make excuses for not knowing their job,
totally.
right? So,
That's like, that's honestly, man, my biggest fear is like going to a call or something and not knowing my job. Like that's what
it's
motivates me to
totally,
just keep going.
yeah. Yeah, I actually have a story about that. When I was on probation, we had a big fire in I think it was like a three-story walk-up apartment complex, whatever.
Hmm.
And we had to we were told to go in and force some doors like with the irons.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't really know how to do this properly. So after that, I took a course,
Hmm.
like Training Resurrected,
Yeah.
forcible entry course,
Nice.
because I was like, I don't ever want to feel like that again, where like, you got to force a door and you're kind of figuring it out as you go,
Yeah.
right? So you got to be proactive in this career.
Yeah.
I
Nip
think
it in the
that's
bud.
really, really important to be proactive.
Hmm.
You're not going to know everything, but if you are in a situation where you don't know, take some time after that situation to learn
Yeah.
about it, right?
That's a nice thing about our job is, and our department is, we're busy enough that you'll get those gut checks. You're like, oh crap, like I need to refresh this skill, or
Totally.
oh this,
Yeah,
I haven't used this in a while. I should get going on this.
totally.
It's very hard to train for something if you don't get the calls for it because
Yeah,
you're gonna miss something.
yeah, for
So
sure. Yeah, I agree. And like, I mean, with you being a training officer and a recruitment captain, um, there's a big onus on you too, right?
mhm.
Because you're training a lot of people at a volunteer department as well, right? So,
Yeah, and that's kind of why I got out of that position in the military because uh, I wasn't there enough to give those guys good training.
yeah,
So I felt like I couldn't be responsible for training, soldiers at a substandard level
yeah,
because that's not fair to them.
totally.
And I got out of there.
Yeah.
So just if you don't
Good
have
on
the
you for
time,
recognizing that.
yeah, and to people listening, like if you don't have the commitment, if you can't give the time, you can't do the things that, like Adamo was saying, like take a course after you've seen a drop in skill or whatever, then maybe this job isn't for you. Like if you're not
Yeah.
dedicated enough to take that extra time to learn your trade, learn your skill, it's
Yeah.
find something else.
Yeah, I hate it when I hear people say like, "Oh, two barbecues and two sleepovers or whatever." And like, they want to get into this job because, oh, it's a good schedule or, this and that. Like, we want to help people get into this job who want to do the job,
Hmm.
who want to be firefighters, who actually want to go to fires, who want to be good at their job, who want to help people. Uh, if you're someone listening and you just want to get into this career because it has a good pension and decent pay and good time off, we might not be the coaches for you,
Yeah,
you know.
that's a good point actually. We have no problem refusing clients
Totally.
if yeah.
We've done it before.
Yeah, and again, nothing wrong. If you want a good pension and good sleep, those are all normal things that you want. But fire services, you're getting into it for wrong reasons. I feel
Totally.
like, and yeah,
Yeah.
we're the wrong people to guide you if those are the reasons you're getting in for.
Totally. If that's your motivation, yeah, we're definitely not the people for you then. We want people who are eager, who are going to be good at the job, and like I said earlier, who want to get into it because they want to be firefighters and they want to help people,
Totally.
right? So
Should we tell them a little bit about our company and what we
yeah,
do?
yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Start her off.
What do we do? No, yeah. So, Firefighters Global Consulting is a Damo and I's company. We started actually quite recently, but we've had experience in consulting prior to this.
Yeah.
We just thought we would be better together in it,
Yeah,
and I fully believe that.
totally. We actually had two separate companies, and then we merged them into one
Yeah.
to give our clients the best,
Yeah.
like the best results possible, right? The best coaching possible.
Yeah. So if you're looking to get into fire service, if you're looking to, if you got questions about how to apply, how to write a resume for the fire service, the application process, we help with all that.
Yeah,
Resumes, interviews.
interviews.
Interviews are big.
are pretty big. That's what most people come to us for, and so far we've had a really good success rate with our clients.
Yeah. You said 6 this month, so
This month,
congrats to those
yeah.
guys.
Yeah, you guys know who you are. And actually, we have a couple who have already started now on the fire floor just recently, and a couple that are already in training.
Yeah. It's been a good month.
It has. It's been really good.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, like you said, big shout out to those guys. They earned it. We helped along the way, but it was them the whole time.
yeah, for sure. I mean, if you're gonna hire us thinking that we're gonna get you a job, you are so wrong. You need to put in the effort, and you need to have the drive and the motivation and the desire, and we're here to guide you and help you through those those processes. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, that's good.
Whatever. As you can tell, you don't have to be that smart.
Yeah, we got computers for that. They'll get you.
Yeah. But yeah, if you're, like all of our clients that we've had so far have been people who are really motivated and they have a really good work ethic and want to get into this for the right reasons.
Yeah,
right?
and recruiters aren't stupid. Like they can see it once they sit you down at an interview panel.
Yeah.
And they can see you're a good person. You're motivated. You want this job. You want it for the good reasons or
Totally.
the right reasons. And
Yeah, they can see through your bullshit if you're bullshitting them.
Yeah.
Like they're recruiters for a reason. It's because they're good at what they do
Mhm.
and they're good at reading people. So yeah, don't try and bullshit.
Yeah, it
Right.
never works, and sometimes it backfires so badly that you get blacklisted from departments.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
We can talk about that some other time too. Some like 5 worst things that you can say in an interview.
Yeah. Oh, that's another thing too is with our company, all the stuff that you mentioned, we will be talking about some of that stuff on this podcast as well.
Yeah.
Talking about interviews, talking about resumes, applications,
Yeah.
the hiring process. So use us as a resource. You can use this podcast as a resource. If you want more in-depth coaching though, which obviously we recommend because then you get one-on-one time with us, take a look at our website, firefightersglobal.com. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. We're on everything.
Everything, yeah.
Whatever it is,
Yeah.
we got it.
Our whole goal is to just give you the best access. So, if you're using TikTok's your thing, contact us on there. If you use Instagram, give us a shout out on Instagram. We just want to be accessible. We're not necessarily, most active on all of them.
Yeah.
But we just want you guys to have access to be able to reach out and with your questions, which also reminds me at the end of this podcast, if you have any questions, send them our way, and we'll try to answer them in the next one.
Yeah. You can email your questions to us at info@firefightersglobal.com. And like Boris said, just email us any questions that you want us to answer on this podcast. And we'll send you an email back letting you know which episode we're going to be answering those questions.
Yeah.
So
for sure. We love to get in touch with our clients or people that are potential clients or people that just are aspiring to be firefighters. It's a good feeling.
Yeah, it is. Actually, I got a text from someone today
that
wants to become a firefighter, so I got to call them tomorrow. But
nice. We got an email actually. One of our guys is going through a chief's interview as well.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Yeah. So it's
awesome.
Every day is nice when you get those little gut checks. It's like, oh, okay, what we're doing works. So
totally.
It's good.
Yeah. I forgot he has his chief's interview today, right?
Yeah. we'll
awesome.
shoot him a little message
Yeah,
after this.
sounds good, man. But yeah, I don't know. Do you have anything more to add for this episode?
I think we're good. I mean, it's the first one, so
Yeah.
it's don't judge us on it. Uh,
Yeah. We're also having fun doing this. Like none of this is scripted, so we're just being ourselves.
yeah,
So sorry.
yeah. We're actually thinking of having some intro tunes for the next episode, and we were talking about copyright and getting all that, but I think we just decided. What did we decide?
We decided Firefighters Global, you should hire us.
So Dama will be doing an intro for each episode. We'll see how that goes.
You know what I'll do? I'll do like a different version
That's
each
yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah. Whatever the episode like content is, you do it for that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Awesome.
We'll probably lose all our listeners.
Oh,
But,
100%.
yeah.
Right on. Okay, well, thanks for listening, guys.
Yeah. Thank you
And
very
thank you,
much.
Francesco. You're the
Yeah.
man. And yeah, check us out, firefightersglobal.com. Check us out on social media. Yeah, we'll talk to you guys on the next episode.
Yeah. Take care, guys.